Have you ever wondered how a company becomes one of the fastest growing in history? Well, today, we're going to dissect the playbook of an AI company that's not just breaking records, it's breaking the entire growth model as we know it.
Okay, let's just start with the results because they are staggering. This company, Lovable, blew past $200 million in annual recurring revenue. That's the predictable revenue a company can count on for the whole year.
And get this wasn't some slow, multi-year climb. They hit this incredible milestone in less than a single year after their official launch. It's just unheard of. And if that wasn't crazy enough, they did all of this with a super lean, hyper-efficient team of only about 100 people. Just think about that for a second. The revenue per employee is completely off the charts. So, what in the world is their secret? Well, according to Elena Vera, the head of growth at Lovable, it's because the old rulebook is basically useless now. She says that almost everything she learned building growth at other major tech companies just doesn't apply anymore. It's a whole new game. All right, let's dive in. Here's what we're going to cover. We'll look at why Lovable is such an anomaly, why the old playbook is officially broken, their core philosophy of innovating instead of just optimizing, the new growth levers that actually work now, and finally, a kind of terrifying new reality for product-market fit.
First up, a $200 million anomaly. You really have to appreciate just how much of an outlier this is. I mean, most startups grind for years just to hit their first million in revenue. Lovable hit $200 million in under one. This isn't just fast, you guys. It's a massive signal that the ground is literally shifting under our feet.
Which brings us right to our next point. The old playbook is broken. So why is it broken? Well, it's because all those established methods for growth, the ones that, let's be honest, many of us built our entire careers on, they just can't keep up with the pure speed and the chaotic nature of AI. And the change is, it's stark. I mean, look at this. The old way was all about SEO, search engine optimization. Now, social is king. Those long, careful development cycles have been totally replaced by a relentless, almost daily velocity of shipping new features. And the focus has completely flipped from painstakingly optimizing what you have to constantly and radically innovating what you do. Even the holy grail of finding product-market fit has been turned on its head. And this leads us to what I think is the most crucial shift in mindset. Innovate, don't just optimize. This is where Lovable's strategy really, truly breaks from the pack.
Think about how traditional growth teams work. Elena Vera says in her previous roles, her teams would spend something like 95% of their time on optimization. Tweaking user flows, A/B testing buttons, just making these tiny incremental improvements. And only a sliver, like 5%, was left for actual innovation.
But at Lovable, they just completely inverted that model. Her team now spends a staggering 95% of their time on pure innovation, launching brand new features, building new growth loops, completely reinventing solutions, and only 5% on that traditional optimization stuff. This whole philosophy, it isn't really a choice, it's a survival tactic. In the AI space, new rivals are popping up literally every day. Just optimizing your product isn't nearly enough to stay ahead. Like Elena says, you have to constantly reinvent the entire solution.
So this constant drive for reinvention, it led to a totally new product standard. Forget the minimum viable product, the MVP, that we've all been taught for years. The new goal is the minimum lovable product, or MLP. See, in a world where AI can build functional software almost instantly, just being viable is table stakes. The real differentiator, the thing that cuts through all the noise, is creating an experience that's so joyful, so magical, that people can't help but talk about.
Okay, so how does this whole Lovable idea actually translate into action? Let's get into the specific AI-era growth levers they're pulling.
It really boils down to 4 key strategies that all feed into each other. First, they build everything out in the open, constantly shipping and talking about it to create a ton of market noise. Second, they give the product away for free. This removes every barrier to entry so people can experience the magic. Third, like we just talked about, they make it lovable to fuel that powerful word of mouth. And fourth, they foster a really strong community to amplify all of it into this incredible self-sustaining growth engine.
But wait a second. There's a huge potential problem here, right? Every single time someone uses an AI product, it costs the company real money in computing power. So, isn't giving it all away for free just a fast track to going bankrupt?
And this right here, this is where the mental shift is absolutely critical. The old way of thinking sees those AI compute costs as a cost center that you have to ruthlessly minimize. But the new view? It reframes those costs as your most effective marketing spend. Every person who uses your product for free isn't a loss. They're a powerful acquisition tool that's way cheaper and way more effective than trying to outbid everyone on Google Ads.
Now this super fast-paced, high-cost environment leads us to our final and maybe most unsettling new reality: the product-market fit treadmill. That whole idea that you can just find product-market fit, plant your flag, and then scale to the moon, that's officially dead.
So traditionally, once a company found product-market fit, they had this stable foundation they could build on for years. But in the AI era, that stability has just collapsed. With the underlying AI models changing and consumer expectations evolving at a breakneck pace, companies like Lovable have to basically recapture their product-market fit every 3 months just to stay in the game. It's a constant race.
I mean, just think about what this means. You're in a constant battle on 3 separate fronts. Your product's core capabilities are changing, the competitive market is changing, and what your customers expect from you is changing, all at the same time. It's a treadmill you can never, ever get off of.
So what you should take away from all this is a clear, actionable playbook for this new era. It's a cycle, really. You start by prioritizing innovation over optimization. That's the 95-5 rule. You use that innovation to build for love, not just viability. You reframe your free product as a marketing investment to get that lovable product into as many hands as possible. You ship constantly and build in public to create buzz. And most importantly, you have to be ready to do it all over again, fighting to re-win your place in the market every single quarter.
And that leaves us with one last question to think about. In this crazy, rapidly changing world, it's really worth asking yourself, is the engine you're building, whether it's in your work, your team, or your entire company, is it designed to just optimize the past, or is it designed to constantly reinvent the future? The answer to that question might just determine who survives this next wave of change.